we got some goodies from PPG Smoke, and today we're gonna install them.
So in the box, we get 2 CO2 cartridges. These are just kind of rolling around in the box. Probably didn't want to put them inside the float in case of an accidental, inflation. So we got 2 CO2 cartridges, and then we have the actual PPG Smoke unit. Let's dive into the box, see what's in there. So it looks like it's packaged really well. Keep it safe. Nice box. I want to keep the box in case you take it off. Some of the other floats come with a case that you can put it into if you want to take it off or go in between. This doesn't. The box is really nice. Keep the box, you can put it back in. Packaged really nice in some plastic. And then we open it up and looks really nice. Very strong, sturdy fabric that it's made out of. Looks very, very durable and strong. The nice embroidery there, you can see that. I've heard some reviews about some of the other companies. They have some like really fraying logos where the strings are coming out right out of the box. And I'm not exactly sure how to go about the process of doing this, but I think I'm gonna hold off and put the CO2 cartridges in it until I get it installed. That might be the wrong way to do it, but this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna just hold off on installing those until I get it put onto the paramotor so that I don't accidentally inflate it by pulling a string or something, and just knowing me, a little bit clumsy, don't wanna end up doing that. So let's try and get this thing set up on the paramotor. All right, so we're gonna start at the top, work our way down the sides, and it looks like I have a couple mounting options here. I know every paramotor is gonna be slightly different, but overall we're just going to try and get the gist of it, because if we can get the main idea, I think that it should be pretty self-explanatory once you start hooking this up to your own paramotor. For me, need to see a visual, maybe you do too, and I couldn't find one online. So here we are. I'm going to start at the top, and I think I'm going to go with this bottom bar here, and I'm going to go on the outside of my harness. There, it's like, yeah, there's a bar back here, right here, and I'm going to try and go on the outside of this bar and not get in the way of that. So let's try that. Some people have said that you can mount this within 90 seconds. I think that's a joke. This definitely takes more challenge. The good thing is it didn't actually weigh that much, so I don't think it's going to add too much weight to the paramotor once we get this going. And for me, I don't want to deal with this hassle every time. I'm probably just going to leave it on. If you have a different way of mounting this or have done it before, please leave it in the comment section below. Any and all help is much appreciated. This is just how I have done it. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Wrap that around. Got it mounted on the top frame. Made sure that it's pretty centered there. And then I'm just gonna keep going down the sides. And do the same on the other side here. Okay, so first one's installed. Let's check it out in the front here. It looks pretty good. There's a nice seam right here. Now the cool thing about the U-float is that there's actually 2 separate chambers in the flotation. So if you have a failure on one side, at least you get half the inflation still. You can kind of see that line. Great to have that centered. And now we get to the tricky part. I got these swing arms, and I want to make sure we're not in the way, and each side is different than the other. So it's going to be a little bit challenging. Let's start with one side and just work our way to the other. Start with the side with the shortest swing arm. Oh, okay. So what I think I'm going to do, I don't know if you can see this. Again, every frame is going to be different. I have these slots right here on my frame, probably for mounting things like this. I don't know. I'm going to try and go right through there with this. And I'm going to, let's see, this goes up. One on the outside. I wonder if I would go underneath. I'm going to go on the underneath this swing arm, and we'll see how that works out for us. Through that slot here. There. So perfect motion still. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna go with that. And then this next one, there's some Velcro here, and I wonder if I can snake behind that. It's not really a slot that lines up good for me. Yeah. No wonder they don't make a how-to video. Every paramotor must be so different. So, there. I don't know if you can zoom in here a little bit. You can see I have this kind of back plate. I think it protects the harness from the motor and the heat and stuff. I kind of just peeled that Velcro off right there and went right behind it. And then I have this other nice little slot, which I think is going to line up perfectly. Put the final one in here. And I have my frame sort of splits here into the hoop. And I'm going to run it around both of those. There. Looks pretty good. It's on the outside. Don't think that if it inflates, it's not really causing any range of motion issues. So we'll go on to the other side. Whew, so far this is taking a lot longer and a little harder than I thought it was gonna be. But you know, I'll make sure that we do it right. Okay, this next one, oh boy, this is gonna be tricky. I don't have a good angle because this sticks out farther. I might have to put this straight onto the swing arm so it doesn't. I think the biggest thing is to make sure that if you were to go into the water, that it was still gonna float. And if I have to put it on here, as long as it doesn't mess up the range of motion, I'm gonna try it and see what it does. And let's see how go from there. I'm gonna make it, I'm not gonna put it on super tight because I want it to be able to slide. Let's test that out. Okay, so this is, yeah, that works pretty good. Check that out. All right, so it's on there in case if I'm in the water, I don't really care what this is doing. I'm just gonna try and survive. So I put it on there. It's not really pinching anything. It's not obstructing anything. I'm gonna go with that. Looks like the next one. Okay, this is gonna get tricky. I have my primer bulb right here. Wonder if I can sneak that behind that. Let's give that a try. Pull this through here. There you go, I'm gonna get it much better. So 90 seconds? I don't think so. Maybe if you get a little bit better at it, but not me. Okay. Gasoline goes right up through there, not obstructing it anyway. Now the range of motion test, let's check it out. Oh, I'd say that's pretty good. So, it's not obstructing this at all. You can move free and clear here. Same on both sides. It's on the outside. I think that's pretty good. Now let's open it up here. And okay, so that's where our CO2 cartridges, and I hope that once we install these, they have little threads on them right there that actually thread into this. That once we install this, it's not gonna, swing arm not gonna be in the way. I don't think it will. Okay, so put it in there, just screw it in and it'll puncture it nice and tight. Roll it back up. Velcro it back down. So it's kind of has a redundancy if the little salt wafers that are down inside there don't inflate it automatically. Got this pull cord. And then also, I should have pulled this apart, maybe I'll do it on the other side. On the inside, there's also a second inflation that you can use your mouth if this system fails, which in my opinion, if you crash and go underwater, you're probably not going to be looking for the mouthpiece, but you know, it might be in case it starts, maybe you're hanging out there and it starts to deflate a little bit, then you can add some extra. Oh look, there's a warning label. This is not a life jacket. Remember that. This is for your gear. There it is. Okay, so you have a little mouth thing here. I think you just blow on that and it will help to keep air in it if it starts to lose its inflation. Screw this inside here. And here's that little wafer system I was talking about. Water goes into there. There's some salt in there. The salt will dissolve, and then it puts a firing pin that actually opens this up and starts inflating the flotation. And oh, I'd say we're still good. Doesn't look like it's hitting or pinching anything. I feel like it's on there pretty secure, where if I went under, this would hold me up. So there you go. PPG Smoke U-Float installation. Pretty good. I hope that I never have to use it, but you know, it's there, and now we can fly over water knowing that at least our gear is going to be safe. So thanks for tuning in for another video, and hit that thumbs up and subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.